Page 43, put your little foot. Again, they're talking about musical form again. They're doing like, look at the first two lines. Line 1 they're saying is section A, most of it. And then line 2 they're saying is a section A1. What they mean is it's very similar to A, just a little bit different on the notes. A is this, the line 1. But A1, the second line, is this. So it's the same basic pattern, just slightly different notes, and it's close enough together to call it an A, but it's not A. So they say A and A1. You could have an A2 or whatever. This is where the patterns, and same thing with B and B1. The last line is very similar to the third line, but not quite. So it's not a B, but it's a B1. A little bit about the right hand at the beginning. Look at the fingering here. You have a 1 on the C and then 2 on the F. So you have a 4 on the A. We're using this fingering because if you look over to the next to the last measure, there's a B flat there. And this accommodates the B flat. We're using the similar fingering in the second line because we have a 1, 2, 4. Because if you look at the next to the last measure in the second line, you have an A. And that's where you need the little finger, and that's what that's for. Now the last note in the second line, you got to go up and put your third finger on it. So you're in position for what's coming. But you're between the phrases, so you're fine. They don't really have phrasing marked, but according to their sections, you can phrase it in this piece. You can phrase it with the section, okay? That's unusual that would happen, but again, they're doing a short example for you, so it just works out that you can phrase it with the section. Now, in the last line, you're in this position. In the second measure, the last line, the half note G is second finger. So the 8th note, you're going to go up, play the B flat, 4th finger, reach down to get the E. I recommend you play the G with the 3rd finger and the last note with the 2nd. This is what I would recommend. Second line, last measure, you would normally play that half note F with the 3rd finger in the position you're in. I would recommend you play that with the thumb instead, because that puts your hand in position to play that A with the 3rd finger. Right? And that way you don't have to change it from 3 to here to 3, the same finger. Unnecessary. In my opinion, is a much easier fingering. In the left hand, you're straightforward. You're not really moving around. You're here to start, and then the last measure of the first line is there. And then in the second line, it's 5-2. And then the last measure, it's 3-1 or 3-5. And that's not really a problem. I think you can handle the left hand okay. Yeah, but make sure in the left hand you have those quarter rests that you're quiet for 1 beat during those rests in the left hand. And that's really all we're doing here. This is in the key of F major. So it's got 1 flat, a B flat. All the B is going to be flatted. So let's try it out. 3/4 time. It has a pickup beat. So I'm going to give us 2 counts and then we're going to start. Ready and go and. At the bottom of the page there is a duet accompaniment, and I'd like to try that, so I want to play that, and you play what you just played, and you can play along with me. Hopefully there's somebody around who plays piano and you can have them do the accompaniment and you two can have a duet together. So go ahead and put your hands up where they go. Now the first 2/8 notes you have, the pickup, you're by yourself. I don't come in until the first full measure, and then we play together. All right, here we go. Ready and go, and...